Welcome back to another week. So it is just myself and Ash again. So welcome back, everybody.
Hello.
We can get straight into it instead of like the little introductions.
I know. Remember when we used to do that intro? Ugh.
Yeah,
Welcome back to the
every
Ford Miss
time.
Podcast.
But yeah, it's been fun. It's been nice not doing like a welcome.
Yeah.
'Cause those are hard. They're
They
very
are hard. Plus, we like to make them quirky.
Yeah, we do. We're
Quirky.
really changing them up. But this week we're gonna get back serious. Last week we had a bit of a chit chat episode, so we're gonna be giving you some real advice this time.
Yeah. We've taken some questions from our clients
Yes,
and we're going to answer them on the pod.
yeah. So
I should probably get my phone up and have a look, hey?
well, I do have them
Or are
all
you going to
here.
prompt me? Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
I can pop you through them. So we have got our new offer that we have spoken about already that people have been going through. We're in about the first month, but we just wanted to bring up some of the common problems that we've been seeing so we can answer them for you guys and just provide a little bit of advice on them for you, because if these guys are having these similar problems, you probably are as well. So let's jump straight into it. Let's talk about tracking business metrics. What is business metrics?
I was really surprised. Every person that's come on board hasn't tracked.
They go income. I track income.
Barely, though. I find
and
that
it's just like their
tracking
Newey info.
income for people is looking at Newey.
Yes. And it just goes like last month versus this month.
So there's a lot of business metrics, but there are some basic business metrics that you should be tracking. I'm just going to let you know what we track because we track everything that we need and nothing more. So let's get our spreadsheet up and let's go through it. Get a pen and paper.
Yeah. Also, I've been converting our spreadsheets and things into Notion templates because we're very big on like limiting how many platforms our clients are using and across. What?
Oh, you mean for our clients?
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought you meant for us, and I was like, I like my spreadsheet.
No. So we obviously use spreadsheets, so we're like happily use spreadsheets. But I just find like clients are across so many platforms. Like they've got notes here, they've got an income spreadsheet here, they've got a CRM here, blah blah blah. So
That's the biggest problem. It's not in one place.
yeah. So I've been moving some of our spreadsheets into like Notion templates, and they get access to all of these templates that I make.
I haven't told you, but my friend Nick, he is an operations manager for ANZ. So he does financial operations. And he always messages me about our operations. He wants to do an operations audit on us. I know he listens to this podcast, so shout out to Nick. And he goes, does your data calculate itself? And I was like, kind of. He's like, do you have like the month-on-month percentages? I was like, no. He's like, do you want me to come and do it for you? And I was like, oh, okay. Like build custom reports so we don't have to plug anything in. Right?
That would be great because
I know.
I hate it when it gets to the end of the month and you're like, do your reporting. Ugh.
Yeah, I did it to yesterday. I thought James was going to do it. All right. Okay, let's tell you what we track, 'cause this is literally all you need to track, guys. So, number one, how many inquiries have you had? An inquiry is what you want to qualify it as. You need to make that decision as a business owner. For us, inquiries is forms submitted on a website and Calendly bookings. We don't really do like DM inquiries. That's because we push them to Calendly anyways. Number of customers onboarded. So we do this program by program, but as a coach, just do it for one and just make sure you know like what program they're in. Makes it easy.
Yeah. And
With the tracking sheet that we've got, if you become part of the offer anyways, it's got like the qualifying, what program you're on.
yeah.
What goal of customers you want to sign that month. So we always have goals of what we want to sign.
Just wait while she opens the door.
That's all right, Dale. So when it comes to our data, we have goals. This is based on previous data. So if you don't have previous data, you won't really have goals, but start simple. Just do like 2 people a month. Then we've got the amount of customers that have left. So how many people left the business this month? We have the total amount of income for that month based on what we're tracking. That's the basics of our business metrics. That's all we have for our customer data. Then when it comes to social media data, there are a couple more things that you should be tracking. is, one second, I'm on the wrong page. Here we go. Okay. So we're just going to do it for Instagram. We do it for multiple platforms. Let's do it for Instagram. Number one, how much content you've published that month. So how many feed posts you have posted. Number two, how many accounts you have reached. This is really important for obviously your different campaigning phases. If you don't know what they are, like your reach is like your reels and your trial reels, pushing out to a larger audience to nurture them into your business. Your number of non-followers reached, again, super important. Number of profile visits, number of impressions, and then the 3 top most popular posts. So they are the basics of what we track, and that's basically it. Some things on top of this is I do, for customers, like to look at link clicks and see if they've had an increase in link clicks. But simply as a coach, that's all you need to track. If you do have like email marketing and things like that, you can definitely track it, but that is just the bare basics of what you need to know. You need to understand if your social media is working, and you need to know how many customers and how much money is in your business.
Yeah, because I feel like you can so easily be like, it's not working, but you don't have the data there to compare it from like 3 months ago when you've been doing a nurture strategy for 3 months to see, oh, it's actually finally working. Where if you're just looking at it being like, no, I haven't had any new people, or like whatever it is, you've got nothing to compare it to. So how do you actually know that it's working or not?
I have this a lot with one of my customers in advisory. She's like, oh, I've got, my numbers are pretty low at the moment. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Let's look at your finances. Highest finance month she's had, lowest customer numbers. And it's like, because we did put a pricing strategy in place. But this is why it's so important to have data, because you can look at that and be like, oh, it's all shit. Like, it's all the worst, I'm going to give up. Or you can look at it and be like, well, I'm actually making more money for less customers. So I actually am scaling in a different capacity.
Yeah,
So
you're trying to compare the same numbers to each other, but you could actually be comparing so many different things. Like you actually have to look at the whole picture of everything.
I think as well, like with finances, I track very closely with our finances. I always have, but just get zero. Simply just get zero, make sure it's categorized, and make sure you know how to read a profit and loss, because you need to know how much money you're making, how much profit you're making, and if your business is profitable. But bare basics, customer numbers, who's in and out, how many customers you have, what's your total revenue. And we do actually have a spreadsheet that calculates that for you, a Notion board that calculates that for you. But yeah, I find it like, again, really funny that, coaches, you want your customers to track data. Well, you start tracking data for your business as well. You can't make assumptions. You can't guess your way through business. You need to actually know what the data is.
Yeah, agree. Cool, perfect. Then we're going to talk about lead gen. So what is it, how to do it, and different types of lead gen?
I always get this question. It's such a simple question, and it is confusing. Like, what is a lead? What do we categorize as a lead? And it's different to everyone. It's different for every business. So like, for example, in Forward Moves, we categorize a lead as someone that follows the profile and is a fitness coach. They have to fall into them 2 categories, because obviously a random person following wouldn't be a lead, right? But it really depends on your business. Would you like to categorize a lead as a like, a lead as a story view, a lead as an inquiry, as someone that engages in your page? It really comes down to you and your business as to what you categorize what a lead is. I think there's a lot of discussion around lead generation of there not being that many leads, or not, I'm having an issue with a lead issue. I think you don't have a lead gen issue. You have an understanding of what a lead is issue. You have a story from yesterday with one of the customers that did polls on her stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we got her to do like a poll feedback round with her clients. And one of the questions was, have you ever tried personalized coaching? And the answers of the poll were, yes, I have. No, I haven't. No, but I'm interested to try it. And I replied back to her and I said, did you reach out to the people that selected no, but I'm interested to try? And she was like, oh, no. And I was like, they're warm leads.
Yeah.
They are saying, hey, I want to buy from you.
I think, so I think it's from a lack of understanding of what a lead is versus a lead generation problem.
So it can come in all different ways. And also on that, I want to say, do you find it that people think that they're getting, like, so if someone says like, oh, I get so many leads, but they're not converting, do you think that that might be a problem of like tracking them down as a lead too early, that they're not actually qualified as a lead yet, but they're like, I've had 20 leads, but only one conversion. So they think their conversion's quite low, but some of those leads weren't validated yet?
I think there's a patience problem. For example, when someone follows your page, give them 3 to 6 months before they convert. Like, yes, it's a lead. It doesn't mean it's not converting. It's just that you're not giving it time. Like, I always notice this, and I don't know if you do, but on the Forward Moves page, like when we have a Business Moves customer sign up, I'll notice their name pop up probably like 3 months prior, and they just like hang around. They look at our stories. They like our stuff. They engage with us. They start conversations. They respond to stories. And it's like, okay, this is going to turn into something more in the future. And it's just having patience with that lead. But also I feel like, yeah, there's a lot of scarcity around just asking people. Like, I always say, if people are having a quiet week, who's looking at your story that's not your friend? Who's at the very top of the list? Because the algorithm puts them to the top of the list if they're engaged in your profile. Flick a message. Start a conversation. And that's number one thing. Start conversations. Honestly, I had a girl in my advisory do the exact same strategy. She put some polls up. She had a question. They responded. She signed 2 clients because she just started a conversation from the people that voted on the polls. So, like, I feel like people are overcomplicating the process by not looking at what's right in front of them.
She even said, she was like, how do I message them? And I was like, hey, you responded to my poll. Like, you said you might be interested in personalized coaching. Let's jump on a call. Just like, oh, is that it? And I'm like,
yeah,
that is it.
When it comes to DM strategy, there's hard selling and there's warm selling, and I really struggle with hard selling. I know that we're trialing it as a strategy at the moment with our page, but to speak to your followers like your friends. Like, when they're like, how do I talk? I'm like, just pretend you're talking to me. Be like, hey, how you doing? Like, have a general conversation with them. They're a human at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like,
doesn't need to be polished and like worded out, paragraph specific, like just message like you would message anyone, and it's going to come across a whole lot better than if you choreographed the whole thing.
I think we held such high expectations of like, my business needs to be professional, like it needs to be done perfectly. It's a human. Just speak human to human.
Are you going to talk like that to them when they're an actual client? It's like, warm them up how you're going to be talking to them the whole time.
Have a conversation with them.
Like, how much nicer is it talking to a friend than it is to a business?
Yeah. And that's how you make business these days, is you speak to them like they're humans. And I think a lot of people forget that because they've got when they're starting the conversation, they've got the sale in the back of their head that like, it needs to be perfect. And it's like, it will be perfect if you just act normal. Like, yeah. I think, there's not a lead generation problem. There is a lead understanding problem. And there's also a consistency problem. I think we literally just had a conversation before this podcast, and it's like, you try something for a month, it doesn't work, and then you're like, everything sucks. And yeah, it probably does, because you keep stopping and starting. It's the same as a training program. Your customer comes for a 3-month minimum commitment, they stop, they don't get results, and they're in a bad headspace and they try again. I think there wouldn't be a lead gen problem if you actually follow the plan. And I think this really comes back to as well, like a lack of trust. In the episode last week, I was talking about how like people are tearing each other down online. There is a lack of trust in coaches because of negativity. And I got a story about this. I have a client, and she doesn't mind me speaking about her publicly because she gave me permission for it. But she had changed target markets, and I put a social media strategy in place. And for about 4 weeks, every call was really hard because I'm not getting results. It's not working. I was like, please, you need to trust me. Like, it's going to work. And, you know, when you get on a call, it can be like, oh, it's not working. Like, I'm not happy with the service, kind of like, not that she didn't say that, but like, you know, you can feel like that. She messages me all the time now. She's like, I'm so happy I trusted you. She was like, oh my God, the leads are working so much. Oh my God, like I'm at my full books. I'm making the most money I've ever made. And like, you can go look at my story highlights if you want to see. But because she was consistent with the strategy, she spoke to one person over a period of time.
Yeah, I feel like there needs to be a minimum commitment to a strategy. as the same as there's a minimum commitment to a training program.
But also, like, the time is passing anyways. So just continue with it. Like, and I feel like everyone's in this rat race with business. And I get it. I really do. I get it. We all want to have
Comparison
money.
is the thief of joy.
We all want to have money and we all want things to work overnight.
Yeah, and if you're comparing someone who's doing better or making more, whatever it is, you're going to want to try and do whatever you can to get there or think that it's going to get you there. But
I find this really funny because, like, when people come to sign up to the marketing moves, they're like, I'm going to try it for myself for 3 months. It's like, you'll be back. Like, and that's not coming in like a negative way. It's more like, oh, we hear this all the time and people always wish they started a bit earlier. And it's like the time's passing anyway. So just try.
yeah,
Like, honestly, try. So, yeah, that is what I would recommend. I don't even know if I recommended anything. I just explained it.
yeah, just stick to your strategy and do it for longer.
Start conversations. And actually look at your leads. Like, look at who is engaging with your profile.
Yeah. I had some other notes about like what different types of lead gen you can do because like I feel like, lead gen. So different types that you can do. We've spoken about DMs already, like sending the message, reaching out to people who you notice on your page. But then there's also like giveaways.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different styles, hey. Like, obviously starting conversations is one. Another one is posting content. Another one is posting stories. Another one is giving away free things. I find that a lot of people are a little bit skeptical of doing this. Again, I have so many client stories with all these strategies because I do them all the time.
Yeah.
I had a client who had trialed strategies for a while, but she hadn't tried giving away free coaching as an ambassador. And she took on 5 ambassadors for 6 weeks for free. 6 weeks of free. It was a lot of money for her. And now she's got paying clients because she had social proof, she had user-generated content, and she stuck to a strategy and she really put in the work to get it done. And it's just like, you know, sometimes people need to try before they buy. Like, it's just a thing. Like, guys, we've got a try before you buy offer coming up really soon. Actually, this will go live the week that it's on.
Oh, well, that's cool. But
so we'll be using it.
I feel like people are so scared to give away coaching for free. Like, you don't have to promote it and like shout it from the rooftops and be like, I'm giving this away for free. Like, reach out to people personally.
Yeah, it's not giving away a service for free.
No.
It's a trade of services.
Yeah.
So in order
return.
for someone to have free, quote unquote, free coaching with you, for example, the schedule we would lay out would be you need to post me 3 times a week on your story and you need to provide me with a piece of content every single week so I can post that on my profile. So it's an exchange in services basically. And when I say this, people are like, oh, I don't know any influencers. It's like, you don't need an influencer. Like, the people with the most power are profiles like mine and yours, because we have people that love us and trust us and are like us. And like, you know, like we post, like you post something on your story about something so stupid, everyone's responding to it. They're like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. So like, you already have that connection. And like, when followers get bigger, you lose that. So like, don't be scared of like the micro people or the people that are on private, as long as they're giving you user generated content.
Because if you actually look at an influencer's profile, like if I'm following someone because I like following them, and if they post a brand, I don't really take that. I take it with a grain of salt because I'm like, they got paid for the post.
But if you posted something, I'd be like, oh my God, tell me.
Like, oh, tell me about it. What is it like? Blah, blah, blah. Like, you'd reach out and message me, where like, I'm not going to message an influencer and be like, do you actually like it? Like, there's no way that I'm messaging them about that. Where like, if it's someone you know, someone small, someone who they have a pool of people just like them wanting coaching or needing coaching, they're going to reach out and message them.
They're not paid to influence. So like, you need to look at like ever since Kate said it, your normies, like your normies, and like give them the opportunity as well, because there's going to, one of 2 ways. You're either going to have social proof and content, or they're going to turn into a paying customer.
Yeah. They're going to be like, actually, this was fantastic. I'm going to pay you for it now because I found it so valuable.
And like, I always say, like, I know that my business is completely different, but when I first started MA, I reckon I gave away 300 copies of that MFP guide.
Yeah.
Like, I gave it to everyone in return for a story shout out. And people wonder how it grew so quickly. I'm like, I just got in front of everyone that I knew. Like, everyone I could have got everyone. I could have got collabs with. I think I've worked with nearly every coach in the FMG space in that time that we were MA. And, you know, they were getting something valuable. They were shouting it out. Their friends were like, oh, my God, I want that. Like, at the time, I didn't think it was a strategy, but now I'm like, wow, so
And
smart.
then those coaches would have come back and been like, wait, what else do you have that I can buy? Because if that's for free.
And then like, because I was posting content speaking to them, like in the first year of MA, we pulled in 160K. In the second year of MA, we pulled in 560K. So like,
that's crazy.
That is like the proof that it actually works, but people don't want to trust it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be different these days. That wouldn't work these days. That was back in the day because it was a PDF. But at the moment, people want to see how their life would look with coaching. And the best way to show that is by having normies there.
Yeah. I'm going to bring in a little thing that I just thought about that we haven't even written down. But pricing is a big one that I see quite often as well. Like how to price, how do I beat the like training apps that people can sign up to? Why do you want to beat them? Why do you want to be comparable with them? And the thought behind that is like, in my head, yes, you can get a training app that you can sign up to for $30 a month, $40 a month, whatever it is. When a coach comes to me and says like, my coaching is $100 a week, I don't think, why is it so expensive when I could get that for that amount? In my head, I'm like, if I can get that for $40 a week, imagine what it's going to be like paying someone $100 a week.
But also like, I'm coming from the other end of that, and I have a lot of people that I speak to and they're like, I just want to do subscription programs. One, because my capacity is full. It's like, is it really? Let's have a look into it. But two, I want to do a little work. And like what people are the fundamental of what these people are forgetting, every single person that has a quote unquote subscription app, they did the yards to get there. Like Rachel Dillon, she was a one-to-one coach. She did all of the work to get to that point. Adam Sullivan was on the floor. He did all the work to get to that point. Equilution, they were coaches, and they were coaches the whole way through until they launched the app. Like, you're skipping the most fundamental part. You can't just say, I want to have the world, but not actually work towards getting it. And I always say that to people, like, subscription programs, they aren't necessarily selling as well these days because people want personalization. And that's not to say that they aren't. They still are, but it's not as much. But like, if you don't want to sell coaching services, how the hell do you expect people to trust you with a training program? And I think like that's the missing link of like what people like, do the work.
You also need to prove that your training programs work before people can sign up to one that's not personalized. And like your base fundamental of training and methods need to be proven before you can move to that.
And I could bet you anyone that's listening to this saying I'm at capacity, I'll be like, send me what you do and I'll increase it by 5.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Like there's so many things. I am currently working with a customer at the moment. Again, this is so, like everyone we work with has these problems. I'm at 10, I'm at capacity. She's now got a 25-person capacity because we removed the manual processes. And it's like, oh my God, wow, I can make more money. And it's like, exactly. So like, just because you think you're at capacity doesn't mean you're. It's happened to us multiple times. Like we're at capacity, we can't take on anymore. It's like, we're not thinking strategically. We're thinking because our business is running this way.
Are you busy or are you productive?
Yeah.
There's a difference between the two.
So, yeah, sorry, tangent.
Yeah. But it all ties into each other.
Honestly, I come across these problems every single day.
Yeah. Another common theme that I'm seeing is there's way too much info or barrier for people to inquire with you and too much on your inquiry form. Like,
I love this. I love this so much. I love this so much.
So a few people that have come through the program and I look at their inquiry form, I'm like, there is absolutely no way I'm putting in all of that information.
Well, you know what? I'm going to put my hand up here and say that we have been a victim to that because remember years ago, I'm talking like 4 years ago now, remember when I was like, oh, they'll put in the information if they want the coaching on the onboarding form?
Yeah.
It's changed. That was pre-COVID though. But I will say, we all learn our lessons and we learn how to sell better. That worked at the time and it did work for coaches. But now I see it, I'm like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And what I always say to people, every question you put in is an objection.
Yeah.
And especially if you are working with a Gen Pop coach or if you're a business coach listening to this with high ticket, I don't know if they would be, but, it's every step they have to fill in an answer and think about if they need the program is a step away of your conversion rate. So I understand that you want to know more about them. For the love of God, can you guys please get on calls?
That's the point of the call.
Please get on calls. There's so many people not wanting to get on calls these days. But I can tell you right now, if you get on a call with me, I'll sell you. Because it's the power of conversation. And I'm not just saying I'm going to sell people, but like it is the power of conversation. It's the power of sitting there, speaking to someone and then being like, wow, like you actually solved my problem.
Yeah. And it's coaches saying like, I know I can help these people. I know my service is good. Get on a call and tell them how you can help them. Like, remove that barrier that is going to stop them from inquiring. People are scared. Like, people don't want to tell everything. People
don't want to spend money.
And they don't want to be vulnerable either. Like, if I'm going onto your page, also for one, actually include a place that people can find your inquiry form easy, because a lot of people don't want to send the first message. They don't want to reach out. They don't want to extend that olive branch and know that someone's going to be like watching their messages kind of thing and what they've got to say.
Please get off your link tree. Please put the link trees in the bin.
Like
completely.
Do you mean like because of how they look or?
Yeah, but like just, put it in the bin. Like either have something that looks really nice or have an inquiry form and a Calendly link.
Yeah, like just
it's
the
a
simple
direct
links. Like have the inquiry form on its own as a link, then have your extra one with all your extras on its own.
But a really great example of this, if you have fantastic content where you speak to the camera and people know you and you have a podcast, you might be able to get away with not having inquiry calls. But a really great example is you and your coach. We sat down and had a conversation with him and you were like, holy shit, I need to work with this guy.
Yeah.
And it's because you guys had a conversation.
Yeah.
If you saw his profile online, you would have been like, nah.
Yeah. Like
Josh, you have a good profile. But like, do you know what I mean? Like it's because of personability.
Yeah. Like when he was talking to me, I was like, yep, you need to be my coach.
Yeah.
Where like it's the same as being on a conversation with someone and you're like, holy shit, this person is for me. Where you can't get all that from just like seeing what they post or what they share.
And honestly, like the most successful customers I have get on calls with people.
Yeah.
They take consult calls and I don't care how busy you are. I don't care about your boundaries. I don't care about if you're if you want to grow your business, you have to get on calls. And like, I'm not saying that, if you convert in the DMs, if that works for you, send it, sis, go for it. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I have people that convert in the DMs all the time. But if you want to feel a better conversion rate, if you want to know your customers better and qualify them better, get on a call with them. And like a lot of people say, if they fill in an inquiry form and I haven't qualified them, the argument against it would be, am I wasting my time getting on a call? And it's like, well, not really, because there's one of two things. Either one, they're going to sell, or two, they're going to be like, that's not for me, but I had a really great impression. I'm going to tell my friends about them.
Yeah, it can still lead to other things, even though they're not for you. They could be like, oh, look, I spoke to this coach, but like, unfortunately, like I've got like X injury or whatever. There's also so much power in telling people you're not the right fit for them.
Yeah.
Like being able to be like, hey, and being able to give them a suggestion of who they could go to or anything like that. They could be like, oh, this person wasn't for me, but I think they'd be a great fit for you. Like word of mouth is so big. And it's just like, yes, you might have more conversations and you might have more calls, but the turnaround is also you'll probably get more converted. So is it really that bad to outweigh them?
Plus, like, I use calls as like market research.
Yeah.
If you guys have Zoom, there's like an AI companion. It's really good.
So good.
I turn it on all the time now and it like sends me dot points. But like, if I get on calls and we're not converting, I look at what I talk about in the calls and we tweak the marketing strategy to what the problems are on the calls. Like it is such an easy way to understand what people are looking for in your business and people aren't doing it.
And what they're looking for in the industry.
And like a lot of I understand being scared about getting on calls. Like it is scary when you do your first few, but after a couple, it becomes so human nature and you just have a conversation with them.
Yeah.
Like it's a learned skill set, and if you don't do it, you're never going to learn it.
Absolutely.
And like if you want to be serious about business, you'll be learning all the skill sets that you can get.
Yeah, so I would suggest having a simple inquiry form that it takes them almost no time to fill out, like under 2 minutes to fill out. And it could be, if you do want to like semi-qualify them, just so you get like a little bit of information before you get on a call with them. But getting them to talk about things, people are way more likely to share more if they're just talking. So I would probably just get like name, email, contact number if you do want to. I know people like to send text to be like, hey, send your email. And then social handle. What service are you interested in? Make sure there's one that's like not sure option for them to select. And then maybe like, what are your goals?
Or even just a box of like add information if you want to.
Message or goals or whatever it is, like add a message, add a question, add your goals, like anything like that. That's it. Like maximum like 5-6 questions. No, like, have you worked with a coach before? Do you have any injuries? Blah, 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 blah. Because like people might have injuries, but like you can work around them as well as a coach. Like
That's also something you can do in like the qualifying process.
yeah. So yeah, that's my tip for your inquiry form. Make it simple, make it easy to access, make it easy for people to hit submit and get their details and get them into your world.
Visualize it as well. Like every question you put up is a brick wall they have to walk through. And just like visualize it like that. And then you'll be like, oh, wow, it's too hard.
If you looked at your inquiry form, would you fill it out and hit submit?
The only caveat with that, oh, that's a good one. Like if I see heaps of questions on a form, I'm like,
yeah, I'm like, stop. I don't want to.
I get so frustrated. Like even like submitting inquiries for like the wedding. Some of them are like name, email, date, and I'm like, cool, done. And then they send me the information. Love that. Feed that to me. But some of them are like, what do you want? I'm like, I don't know what I want. I don't know what I need, but you're making me not want to buy from you. Like it's actually a thing. Like if you make your customer frustrated, they're not going to want to buy from you. Yeah. Because sometimes they don't even know what their problem is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm just here.
I'm just living.
So yeah, big one. This one, you're definitely going to be carrying this one. Sales, conversion, and objection handling.
Yeah.
That's all I thought.
I can't afford it is the most popular one. Yeah, objections are really hard and sad. I actually saw a really good quote the other day and it's really stuck with me. And it was marketing is awareness. It was speaking to the audience is marketing, but selling is your job.
Yeah.
So when you work with a marketing company, their job is to speak to your audience through the strategy. But if you can't convert the leads, it's a reflection on you and not them. And this is so true. Like we can put together a strategy and it's fantastic and it can be, leads coming in left, right and center. But if you as a founder do not know how to sell your business, you're the weakest link in the business. And that really stuck with me because I think about, like, for example, our marketing strategies that get put together for us, they're fantastic. But if I'm not having a good selling moment, we miss out on all the leads.
Yeah.
And it really boils down to that. It's taking radical responsibility to start with. When it comes to selling, as a founder, it's your job. And I will give a bit of a tip here. But as a founder, it's your job, so you need to upskill in how to sell your business and you need to be confident in upscaling your business and you need to have a business coach that understands how to sell business. Now with selling, everyone's got a very different perspective on how to sell. I know people that hard sell. I know people that naturally sell. I know a lot of different strategies. Selling is really sitting in the human psychology area, understanding behavior. And I always get questions around how do you know when to hard sell versus to let it go? And I can never explain it. And that's probably a weak side of mine because I can read behavior and like I can read if that person wants to buy and they can be pushed, or I can read if I need to give them time. And I feel like it's an internal, do you get that? Like it's kind of like an internal, like I'm not going to push this person because I know they're going to buy in the future versus I know I can push this person a little bit because they're going to buy right now.
Yeah, I feel like maybe it is just like a getting to know human behavior and what like the things are to look out for, because it's really hard to know. Like you're never going to know yes and no, like yep, go hard, yep, go slow, like whatever it is. I feel like it's also just like the practice of it and not just like blabbering out and like saying all of like saying your pitch, saying your script that you've got written in front of you. It's saying stuff and then watching the reaction and working out like, and then did that person convert? Okay, well like what were they like on the call? Like all of that sort of thing, recording your calls and watching them back or making notes, using that AI comparison. Like it's all of those things and it's kind of just the practice of doing it.
My guys record theirs and send it to me. One tip I do have for selling is make sure you're in control of the call and Anna taught me this, making sure that you're in control of the call. So one of the questions I get is, what if someone wants to know the prices in the DMs? And a lot of people send it through and they lose the sale. And one of the things I say is control the conversation and be like, hey, I would love to go through the prices to you. How does this sound? Let's jump on a call, no strings attached. I'll let you know the prices and then we can go from there. So you control the situation. And then when you're on the call, be like, hey, this is how the call's going to go. So we're going to go through the offer first and then we're going to get into the pricing. And then at the end, you'll have your time for questions, but that's how it's going to go. You're giving them authority and then they're like, oh, this person knows what they're talking about. Like,
yeah, I feel like that's good because also they're not sitting there thinking, oh, I've got to ask about the price. I've got to ask about the price. They know it's coming, so they're going to listen to what you're saying because they're not thinking and storing their questions, waiting to ask them. So, they're actually going to listen.
So just take control. Like, hey, this is how it's going to go. This is how I do things. Hey, I don't send prices through the DMs, but I'm happy to jump on a phone call with you, no strings attached, and I'll let you know the prices.
I love that because also I'm like, oh, if you're this structured on a call, imagine how structured my coaching's going to be.
I feel like if someone said that to you, you'd be like, all right.
I'd be like, oh, okay, done.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
Sign me up.
But like, it's because you're giving them confidence with, you know, exactly, you're not like chasing the sale, you're giving them the sale. The second thing, I've got appointment setters. Like, they work really well. Story time. We've got an appointment setter in the business at the moment. Her name's Anna. She's fantastic. Appointment setting is someone that sits in your DMs and sells. And it has been a very uncomfortable process for me. Like, I am not a hard seller. We have been very lucky in FM that people are attracted to the brand and we sell through that. But with that comes caps on selling, right? Like, with that comes caps on numbers and, you know, leads go through, like, it happens to everyone. So we decided to look into something called appointment setting. And Anna's a hard seller. Anna will call you out if you don't respond to DMs. She will hard sell. And there's been so many times where I'm like, Kira, have a look at the DMs. I'm freaking out a little bit. And Kira's like, ooh.
Even I look at him like, oh, that's scary. Yeah. But like, we just got to let her do her thing.
But like, at the end of the day as well, like, number one, it's a business. It's got to run. Like, there are people that we categorize as no and there's people we categorize as yes. But like, you know, if there's a method to selling, I'm going to try it. I'm going to see if it works. And if it doesn't work, we won't do it in the next couple of months. Who cares?
But we're going to try it for a while because that's what
we're
you've got to do.
We're giving it 3 months even though I'm having nightmares over it. And like, she's literally calling people out. Like, she will not get a response 3 times and be like, hey, why haven't you responded? And they sign up on that 3rd follow-up. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, I would never do that. Like,
because you keep being like, I'm freaking out over here. But you're like, but also it's working. And we're like, okay, well, I guess we just...
And it's like, I'm so uncomfortable.
We've got to go through it.
But this is the thing. You have to be uncomfortable to grow. But it's honestly making all the difference because our marketing is great. I mean, I hope it is. We're a marketing company. It's got to be. So our marketing is good. We're doing the nurturing and then we've got a seller selling.
Yeah.
And it's
doing the role.
So, yeah, if you guys are looking for appointment setters, her name's like Shelby Sells. She's a big sales coach. I'll link her in the bio, but there is a sales coach that teaches people how to sell in her DMs, and she has appointment setters, and it really works. Okay. Might just be a little bit uncomfortable. Like, but just remember, you're running a business and you need to sell that business.
Yeah. Did you want to add in anything on objection handling? Or did we?
With objection handling, like, reframing their objection. So at the end of the day, we're always going to get financial objections. No way around it, right? But let's just say the objection is, I'll use one for us. I'm going to give it a go by myself and I'll come back to you in 3 months. A really easy way is to say, okay, what are you going to change in the next 3 months? Have you tried to change that in the previous 3 months? Are you really going to do it? Are you really going to stay accountable? And it's like, it's not calling them out on their behavior, but it's like showing them that if you keep doing what you're doing, nothing's actually going to change. So you're going to end up wasting more money.
It's bringing the awareness to the person that they've done this before. So why is it going to work this time?
And a lot of the people listening do take on Gen Pop, and it's like, you know, objection handling. It's like, okay, it's too expensive, right? So just say you say it's too expensive. It's like, okay, I understand that the program is an investment. I'm really sure of this program. Can you let me know what you've done in the past? We're like, yeah, I've tried an 8-week Okay, how many times have you done an 8-week challenge? And they'd probably be like, oh, like 3. And it's like, have you maintained keeping that weight off? No. Why do you think you haven't done that? Oh, because I went all or nothing. Like I went all in and then I had no structure. It's like, okay, what if I could tell you that I could change that and I could help you sustain your fat loss? And they're like, oh, okay. And it's like, see, that is worth the price tag.
Yeah.
And then like, because you're showing them that their choices are wrong. Does that make sense?
I think it's also just being able to ask them more questions.
Just prod.
Yeah.
Like literally prod and prod. Like I prod all the time.
Even
It's
just
not a
like,
negative
okay,
thing.
what's too expensive? What would you take it out? What would you take out of it? That I think this is something that Reese has spoken about it before. And it's like, okay, well, what would you take out to make it that price that you want it to be? And then it's like, so is that even worth it in the end if you're going to take all of this out of it and it ends up being worth that price? Are you actually going to make progress with just those inclusions?
Yeah.
Probably not. You need the whole thing, and that's why it's been bundled that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just allowing them to see why their decision's not making sense.
Yeah. Love that. Okay, next one is focusing on the long-term goal and what's in front of it.
That's a good
Front of
one.
you. Yeah. Thinking too big in the current moment.
I think big picture's important. Absolutely, it's important.
Oh, you should absolutely have big goals.
But you have to compartmentalize it. So the way that I see it is big pictures here, little what's in front of me is right here. And this is something that my mentor is constantly saying to me because I fall into this trap too. And it's like, why are we doing this if everything's going to change in the future? And you're like, Ash, we need to get there first. It's like, oh, right. So it's like, it's a common thing with like business owners. But for example, we have a lot of people come through the door. Let's just, example, not a true one, but let's just say we had a customer with 10 clients walk through the door, right? They come through the door. One of their biggest problems is I need to learn how to scale when I get to 50. And I need to understand how I'm going to sustain that. And it's like, girlfriend, we're at 10. Like we need to focus on our 10 customers right now. It's like, I understand you want to know how to scale at 50, but we don't even know what getting to 50 looks like. So how are we supposed to set a procedure at 10 when we're not? It's all going to change before you get to 50. And I think people get so set on like, how's it going to work in the future? What's it going to do? This is why businesses pivot. This is why they have to consistently pivot over and over and over. And I think this is a bit of a rude shock for a lot of people because they want to do one thing, they want it to work and they want it to compound. And yes, there are senses that does work. There are principles that work like that. But, you can have a principle and then you can tweak that principle and then keep growing. And I think so many people are so focused on like, what about when I have 100 clients? How am I going to manage this? Like, what am I going to do? And it's like, okay, the next step needs to be 20 clients. And then we can focus on what we're going to change to get to 30. And then we can focus on what we're going to change to get to 40. And then we're going to focus what we can change when you get to 50. And then when we get to 50, let's start looking at like, okay, if I had 100 clients, what can I actually change on the side whilst I'm focusing on my business? So it's compartmentalizing what you're scaling versus what's actually going on in your business.
Yeah, like there's so many more stepping stones that you need to cross and hurdles, I should say. So many hurdles in the way before you actually get to that finish line.
Yeah.
And by then the finish line moves anyway.
Yeah.
But it's like, why are you freaking out and spending all this time worrying about something that is so far off in the distance?
You're spending so much time focusing on this that you're actually never going to get there
because
you're not focusing on what is right in front of you.
Yeah.
And that is the biggest problem. And, everyone in business is really guilty of this because we all want to know what our future is going to look like. But the industry is also rapidly changing. So like you've got to if you're not consistently uncomfortable, you're not going to grow. Yeah, stop focusing on smaller things, guys. Focus on the next goal.
Yes. So next one is time management.
It's a big one.
Coaches are struggling with where they're spending time. And I think I kind of mentioned it before. That's like, are you actually busy or are you being productive? There's a difference between I'm so busy, I've got no time to do anything else. Are you busy doing things that can be shortened or unimportant, like how much time are you spending on social media that you're consuming instead of creating? Or are you actually ticking things off and being productive? Like where is your time being spent?
I love this because a lot of people that come through, it's like you don't have an issue. You have a time management issue. That's the only issue that you've got. And it was funny. I was speaking to a consult yesterday and she was like, I just spend so much time on trying to figure out what my strategy is. It's like, pay for it. Pay $180 a week, get a strategy, and then make $180 a week from the time that you've wasted. You've probably wasted 5 hours trying to make a strategy. That's 2 clients on the floor. Simple. But yeah, it's honestly the amount, and I think it's everyone's problem. Like we look at what's important and we classify it as urgent, and we look at what's urgent and then procrastinate that and get overwhelmed. And it's just a lot of what we're doing at the moment fundamentally is like, how are we using time? What are we doing with time? One of the biggest ones I see is I make content every day. Why? That's a fucking nightmare. That's nightmare
every day you have to do something.
Imagine looking good every day. Oh my God.
Oh my God. We know when the marketing girls are in the office.
1 day a week. And there's 3 hours in that day and that's it.
Literally we get so excited because, now it's only like 1 day's content day, hey. But I do know some videos sneak up on a Monday. You got to be kind of prepared on a Monday that you may be on camera because Alexa's there. But we love that. Like, we know that we don't have to look good every day. I had to do my makeup 2 days in a row this week. I was like, that's rude.
I find it really funny that people are resistant to. I'm like, batch your content. I don't want it. What do you want to change? Change something if you want something to change.
Yeah,
I'm getting a little bit aggressive, but like. If you're not willing to change what you're doing, how do you expect the outcome to change in your business?
Yeah, nothing changes if nothing changes.
Nothing. And it's like your content is not working. You are not being consistent with your schedule. So, okay, let's break it down. I have a lead gen problem. Okay, no, you have a consistency problem. Why do you have a consistency problem? Because I can't get my content done. Why can't you get your content done? Because I don't want to do it every day. Okay, why do you do it every day? Let's time block it. By fixing one core problem of content on one day, you're automatically consistent and then you automatically get leads. And it's like people are focusing on the things that don't matter.
Yeah. You've got to go back to like the root source of the problem. But like figuring that out sometimes isn't that easy. So,
and guys, we are as good as dogs. Film your content and give yourself a little treaty at the end. Like we are literally as good as a dog. We'll do a trick and we'll get a treat and we'll love it. Like that is positive behavior reinforcement 101. I always say to my guys, Monday morning, wake up, batch it, get it done, get it out of the way. 12 o'clock, go to the gym, take yourself out for lunch. Content's done. You're in a great mood.
Yeah.
Like how fantastic is that?
Good.
And like you tell your customers to get out of bed and roll into the gym, use the exact same methodology. Like just get up and get it done.
Get in, get it done. No other excuses can come across your day to make you ruin that plan.
And another one that I love, and I know that you would love stuff like this as well, if you really struggle with getting it out, time yourself, make it a game. Like we're really competitive in nature, just humans are competitive in nature. And it's like, well, you're doing that, I'm going to do it better. Like, do you know what I mean? So put a timer on. Even if you have to time per reel, it's like I'm spending 10 minutes on this reel and that is literally all I'm spending on this reel. And as soon as you get to the end of that 10 minutes, you do not film anything else around that reel. Number one, the first week you're probably going to be like, this video is shit. But the next week you're going to be like, okay, I've got to get it done. I've got to make this perfect. And the less time you give yourself, the less time you have to overthink and the more clarity you get over the video.
Yeah,
like,
love that.
I always tell my guys to time themselves and make it a bit of a game and race the clock. Because number one, you're going to get content out so effectively. And number two, it's going to be a little bit of fun.
Yeah, I like that. I really like that, making it a game. That's fun.
Like when you race the clock, you know how good it feels when you get stuff done. You're like, oof.
Yeah, I love that. And then also like, I feel like I do that just generally in my head where I'll be like, oh, I'm going to get faster and faster and faster at that. But like so much less time to overthink, so much less time being like, oh, should I put that there? Or should I put that there? No, boom, on, move, next task, got to get it done. And then you're done.
And like it'll build a skill set. So when your content comes to the crux of like, we've got to level it up, you'll have that skill set of thinking on the spot and then you can level up the content. But yeah, if you struggle with content, purchase a strategy. It's a simple math equation to me. Like if you struggle with coming up with content, put it in the too hard basket, pay someone for it and film the content.
Yeah.
And you're going to make your life so much easier. If you've got a lead gen problem, actually come back to what the core of the problem is. And 90% of the time, it is management of your time. I have my long-term client, she was really struggling with workload and like she thought she was at her capacity and she like couldn't take on any more people. And I was like, you know, your systems are really good. Like, I don't understand what is taking so long. She was messaging clients all day, every day, like literally in between tasks and everything. I was like, you know what? We're sending out an email and saying you can expect responses from 7 to 8 a.m., 12 till 1 and 5 till 6.
So much
She
better.
literally messaged me on the second day and goes, holy shit, I am getting so much work done. I feel like I could take on more clients. I was like, time management.
You're literally being taken and pulled in all different directions.
Yeah.
How are you going to stay on track? Because every time you leave that task, you have to remind yourself of where you're at and catch yourself back up to what you're doing.
Yeah.
So, of course, it's going to take you longer because you're having to restart your entire thought process every single time you get back to that task.
And you know what's funny? Everyone's looking for the bow on top solution, but it's actually fixing your own habits and not stroking your own ego that's going to give you that solution.
What's actually in the box?
Yeah. It's literally saying, okay, I don't do that properly. Maybe I can fix it. That's going to change everything for you.
Yeah, love that. Also, quick little tip, write your tasks down instead of them being in your head for your time management.
Yeah, I could just get a
categorize
diary.
them. I even made like a little Notion board, but that's like urgent, important. There's a difference between important and urgent, but then like personal tasks on the same page as your work tasks as well, because then you're like, oh, my personal tasks that I've got to get done are over here, my work tasks are over here, client tasks are over here. Like, have it in the one spot. When you get a task that pops in your head, write it down, because you constantly go, oh, that's right, I've got to do that. And then it's like your brain is like, hey, remember. And then it's always going to be in your head where like, one, either just tick it off and get it out of your brain, or write it down so you don't go, oh, I'll remember that. And then at the end of the day, you go, oh, fuck, what was that thing that I was going to remember?
Also with that too, if your to-do list is big and you're like, oh my God, I've got so much to do, highlight the shit that's due first. Focus on that first and then restart the process. So highlight 3 things, complete them. Highlight the next 3 things, complete them.
And just start the task. I can't tell you how many times I go, I'll do that tomorrow. I'll do that this afternoon.
I'm so
I'll
bad
do
with
that later. I'll reply to that later. And then when I actually go in and do it, it takes me like 2 minutes. I'm like, what?
That's me with the accounts email. I'm like, I don't want to do it. I'm like, it literally is going to take me 2 minutes and it's taking up so much space in my day and I'm so overwhelmed.
I know.
Like,
and then you do it and you're like, oh, that's
like,
so
honestly,
silly.
what is wrong with me?
I
Like,
should have just done it.
Yeah. So time management.
Yeah. Okay, so then content ideas, which people are struggling with. So I've got noted down like how to get content ideas.
People are struggling with knowing what to post online because you are consuming way too much of your peers' content and you're looking at what everyone else is doing. And then you're looking at what everyone else is doing and you're questioning what you're doing. But what everyone else is doing might not be selling. So like, why are you copying them? Number 1, purchase strategy. Sign on to marketing moves, guys. You just get a content strategy, follow it. But number 2, think about where your customers tell you they have problems. The gold mine for content is check-in forms and onboarding forms. If you struggle with content and you don't want to pay for a strategy, do your check-ins, look at what they're asking and turn it into content.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all we do.
everything.
That is literally all we do. We do not come up with any crazy content ideas. We just look at what people are asking us. Even on this podcast, we're
That's
like,
how we've come up with all
what
this
are people
literal
asking us?
entire
It's a full podcast
episode.
episode. Like, it's content for a month.
I also, speaking about content, I was on a call yesterday and I literally had an aha moment in my brain of what has happened on social media, that why people are overthinking their content so much. Instagram started out with just posts and people would take a photo, upload it, take a photo, upload it. They didn't even think about it. Then this whole world of curated feeds came about where like everything was mapped out. Got to make sure the feed looks good. Got to make sure the grid looks good. That like it looks good from one post to the other and it's all cohesive, blah, blah, blah. And now people are scared to post. They're like, no, like it doesn't look good. What if it doesn't like look good on my grid, blah, blah, blah. Who the fuck cares? Like just get the post out. Like I don't go to somebody's profile and be like, ugh. Like why? Like obviously sometimes over curated ones. I'm like, ugh, like it's too planned. Like, so just post, just stop thinking about it so much and just get your stuff out. Like just get what you want to post and don't really care that much about like curation, because like people want to find relatability in this world. Like, yes, it's good to like as a business, like it should look nice. But if you're selling on your personal brand, I would be thinking about it way less.
Like yeah, businesses need to look good because they're a business, but if you're a personal brand, not really any. Yeah. I also think as well, like, again, another client story. I've just got so many stories at the moment, but one of my clients sells really well in the gym. She gets a lot of referrals because people see her, but online she struggles to sell. And I'm like, why do you think that?
Because she's not showing up as her online as she is in person.
Because they know who you are in person. So that's what I always think is when someone looks at your profile or when someone watches your story, do they know who you are? Do they know anything about you? And if the answer is no and you're struggling to sell, show them who you are. Like, show them things about your life. The most stupid shit is what gets people attached to you. Like, what did you post and it went off? It was something so stupid.
Oh my God, the TikTok that blew up. That was my return to TikTok.
No, not that TikTok. It was
What
on
one?
your story and you had posted something on your story and it just blew up. We've spoken about it before. It might have been like a drink or like something really stupid and everyone was responding to it.
I can't even remember what.
It was last year and you posted, I think it might have been like food or something related and everyone was like, oh my God. And you were like, it got so much engagement. Like everyone was so interested in it.
Man, I can't remember what it
And it
was.
was something
but-
so stupid, like literally so stupid.
Oh. Well, I can't remember because all I put out is stupid content.
But that's
people
the
like
thing.
it.
Like that's the connection.
Because it's
to you.
literally
It's
my
stupid
personality.
content,
Because
yeah.
if people are like, oh, this chick just posts her thoughts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. That because that's me. That's what I say in real life.
Yeah.
I literally think these random thoughts and say them out loud.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just going to start posting these.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing. And people really like it. And so
Exactly.
it's like, this is literally an activity that we got a group to do in the marketing membership. And we were like, okay, like do an audit. Ask your closest people. Like, am I online what I am in real life? And if it's not, then how are you going to be you? Like, how do people buy from you if that's not even you? Yeah. Anyway, silly things.
Here's me that like doesn't post.
And here's me posting my inner thoughts.
Yeah. Starting arguments.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Well, this kind of actually ties into everything else, like tips on how to get new clients, but we kind of did that in like the lead gen wise because it's like giving away work for free, as we spoke about, like ambassadors and that.
Actually,
sort of
trial the
stuff.
strategy for 3 months.
Yeah.
3 months minimum.
Actually,
I challenge
try.
everyone listening to this podcast to try a proper strategy for 3 months.
Whatever the strategy is, try it for 3 months. We literally just had a conversation with Kate and he was like, I've been doing the same thing for 3 months. First 1 to 2 months, didn't see that much. Third month rolls around.
Bang.
Boom. It's not overnight success.
No.
It's consistency.
constant. Yeah.
Yeah. So I dare ya. I double dare ya.
I dare you, and you tell me. You message us in the DM.
I dare you
and
to
Anna
try.
will respond. She will try and convert you.
Just be like, hi, responding to a podcast.
I just want Ash.
Hello. Oh my God, this is so off topic, but every time I say hello, I think of my niece because there's this very specific way she says hello, and it's literally how me and Liam say hello to each other now. And she goes, hello.
Hello.
Anytime I say hello, I'm like, hello. And I can't stop saying it like it. So if you hear me say hello like that, that is why.
Kira gets like, hello.
Hello. It's the same every time and it makes me laugh. And so like even in the mornings, like he'll get up out of bed and I'll be like, hello. Anyway, sorry. That's why I laughed when Ash said hello. But yeah, so that is a lot of the questions from literally the first 4 weeks of us starting the marketing membership.
Yeah, but not even the marketing membership, like everyone in our business.
Yeah.
Like I deal with these questions on the daily.
Yeah.
And yeah, if what you're doing is not working, change it.
Yeah.
And if that means making an investment to not even just ours, but any business out there, do it.
Yeah.
The only thing you're going to get is lessons.
Yeah. I heard a quote on another podcast and it was like, the hard way is the slow way and the slow way is the only way. Oh, so good.
Business is
like,
so
that
slow.
makes sense.
Guys, it's taken us 4 years to get to the scale.
Yeah. And there's
And
been
we literally
so
just got
many
there.
changes.
Like, it's taken 4 years to get to scale, and it's still hard.
An
Business is
overnight
hard.
success is not an overnight success. You
No.
just haven't seen the grind before it.
Absolutely not. I know someone in the industry that has got thousands of clients, and she's been in it for 10 years, and it's only on her 9th year that it blew up.
Yeah,
So patience is key, guys.
that's it.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you all next week.
Thank you so much for listening.
And our challenges, DMers.
Double dare.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye.